Buba SMCC GRTS.
The call to help gather the produce from President Jammeh's farms has finally reached residents of the Central River region. Close to 700 eager volunteers from several communities in the Central River region recently descended on President Jammeh's farms in Jaramba and Kampant to add their bit to the mammoth undertaking. Abdunjai reports.
As the day matures, their professionalism and commitment could not be questioned, but what stretches in front of them will have required twice this size to be conquered. For Kampant, is way beyond the subsistence level they are used to.
When you talk of rice, it's CRR. And we know that the President has asked us to give a helping hand. And I normally say that we are not helping the President, we are helping ourselves. And that being the case, we will not stand or we will not sit and see that this vast area, which has been cultivated by people for the President, just to be left to destroy. That's why we have when Honorable Jammeh, Solo Jammeh spoke to us about the importance of this rice field and what they are expecting and the stake it is at. We said that we have to mobilize our people and come and make sure that this place is harvested. And we will make sure that before we leave here, however big this land is, however big this rice field is, we are going to make sure it's going to be harvested. And these are professional people. If you see where they start from, we don't want also people just to come and roast. We want to make sure that everything that has been cultivated is harvested.
But this is again the test, with farming taking a whole new phase, modeling a pattern sustained along the lines of food self-sufficiency. This is a government project expected to be driven by a population dependent overwhelmingly on food importation.
But my main concern here is to take this stuff out of here. But as you've seen, the rice is falling down because it is heavy. And then this is the farm, this is the Kampant farm, or Kampant rice field. As you all know, His Excellency the President always practicalize. People talk and he practicalize. Because we started this rice field mid-September. Almost,
late, huh?
Yeah, it was late. That was at the end of September. Everybody was saying that the rice field will fail, it will not work because already the rains are gone. But thanks to His Excellency who said we will transplant it and then the rice will be good. And I think this is a clear manifestation of what he has said.
But what makes this objective very effective is the confidence it continues to generate at the grassroots. And government no doubt counts on the support willingly offered by these groups, but more so when they believe that food self-sufficiency is attainable.
We, as a committee under the Office of Vice President, who are also giving a lending hand, will continue doing our best to see how we can complete this part of the work, that's harvesting.
Yeah. The Vice President's office has continues to play the role of a facilitator, creating a comfort zone for coordinators of the President's farms to explore. This is but a partnership which Vice President Jai said he has in place on President Jammeh. And she has a whole army of women's organizations drumming this national pledge of allegiance and loyalty to the policy. That partnership has gained strength, winning hearts and minds, even those of traditional rulers. And this massive presence of district chiefs from the Central River region attests to that. But there are yet many more bounties to explore along this vast stretch, linking Bujinga to the main route. There flows beneath the ground fresh water whose source we cannot establish. And there also spread a special rice variety. Kanilai Family Farms is fighting hard to multiply. Whichever way you look at it, Kampant offers a reliable spectrum built on resilience and optimism. Abdunjai, GRTS.
Cameroonians forget nagging problems and go shopping to enjoy the feast of Christmas. And the United Nations reports the discovery of mass graves containing the remains of civilians and soldiers in South Sudan. We will be back with these stories after the break.
Attention homeowners. With new building developments across the region, many homeowners are falling victim to poor quality roof tiles. Let's talk to Freddie, who built his home 2 years ago. Freddie, how did you protect your investment and your family?
I used Decra roofing tiles. They don't fade, they don't rust, they don't chip.
And how long do they last?
With Decra roofing tiles, you get a 50-year written guarantee. I expect to be a grandfather in this house.
And there you have it. Decra are the world's original stone-coated metal roof tiles and still the best. Beware of fakes. Make sure you buy genuine Decra.
Original Decra roofing tiles are only available in the Gambia at Metalum Limited, Kanifing Industrial Estate.
Welcome back. In the lead up to Christmas, many go on a shopping spree, buying gifts for family and loved ones. Although life can at times be a mixture of highs and lows, some just pack worries and problems that have been dogging them to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. For more on Christmas in Cameroon, we go with the CFI report.
These trees do not come from the snowy north, but rather from a Chinese. With balls and bells, they are just fine. Not so happy man is the priest.
Civilians and soldiers have been discovered in South Sudan. The development has prompted the United Nations to describe the seemingly escalating violence as worrying. The United Nations Security Council, as we hear in this report, has unanimously voted to increase the number of troops serving under the world body from 5 to 12,000.
Extrajudicial killings, rapes, and mass grave in Bentiu. Innocent civilians are being targeted because of their ethnicity.
The UN is managing displaced persons camps there. On the ground, it has found 2 mass graves in Juba. The victims are apparently civilians and soldiers from the Nuer community. At Bentiu in the north, bodies of soldiers from the Dinka community were also discovered. The United Nations says the deaths are in the thousands. And beyond the mass graves, fighting is raging between rebel forces and the regular South Sudan army.
The loyal forces of this government have taken Bor, and they are now clearing whatever pockets that are around Bor.
Salva Kiir says the conflict is not ethnic, but rather political. That analysis is shared by his rival, former Vice President Riek Machar. On the humanitarian level, the situation is precarious. Camps are overwhelmed, currently with some 45,000 civilians inside. Organizers can barely meet their needs. Across the country, more than 100,000 people have been displaced.
We now take our second break.
It's the grand, spectacular, mega explosive New Year's Eve banquet dinner and the grand dance salsa explosion night, featuring Le Grand Maestro Medun Jallo and the salsa giants of Africa, Africando. Celebrate New Year's Eve in grand style at the Coconut Residence Hotel, the paradise on earth. Maturity, sophistication, real ambience, with a selection of exquisite fusion dishes, taste of Gambia, Nigeria, Morocco, and the Oriental. En vogue, avant-garde on the runway, see to believe, spectacular fireworks display, art exhibition, grand raffle draw, presented by Africa. Happy New Year. Powered by Africell under the Coconut Residence Hotel.
Welcome back. And in sports, 8